Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. It's after 9 o'clock on Thursday night, and I just finished something. Yes. Okay, this goes back to January. In January, I sketched up a monster that was supposed to be the February monster of the month. Now, that's something I'm trying to do in 2024, where each month I design a new monster and put the pattern for free on my blog. Well, I made the first one in February. His eye's not showing. There we go. I made my first monster. And I figured, I want to tweak him a bit before I write up the pattern. Okay, I'm going to see if I can throw him into the light box. Yes! Because I'm going to get a picture of all four of them. Yeah, there are four now. And try to get that listing up. So I did a few tweaks and I made a second one. Like I did the arms different. I did the arms differently. Okay. I still wasn't quite happy with the crook of his neck. And it was very hard to count my stitches with the bumpy boucle yarn. So I said, I have to make another one. I said that in front of my granddaughter, Aaliyah, who is 7.5. And she's like, I'll draw it for you, Grammy. So, she's looking at, and she draws, okay, we'll put it over here. She draws a picture for me. And she's saying, okay, those white spots there, they're supposed to be green. And I made the eye orange, but the eye's supposed to be yellow. So I made up Aaliyah's monster. He turned out better. I like him. But there's still, and I gave him some of my hair. Okay. It's better. But I still didn't like the way the head worked. It would have been a nightmare to write up the pattern for this in an understandable manner. 3 for 3. So today, I made up my fourth February monster. Now this guy, I didn't bother with stripes. I made him in a pooling yarn that I got at a thrift store. Wow, looking at him on camera, like he looks pretty cool. Okay, and he's got that one eye up there. And I redid the neck, and I like the way I did. So I'm finally going to make the changes to my pattern and get it on the blog. Yes! And 4 for 4. Yeah. So today, it's March 21st. Yes, it's my youngest daughter's 26th birthday. And even though she doesn't watch my videos, I will say, happy birthday, Bethany. So, March 21st. Today, I put together the wire cubes that I got as a Christmas gift. This morning, when I left for work, it looked like that. And after work, I got them put together. It took me less than half an hour. And now, the table setup looks like that. So I still have a few things to add to the general setup, and I'm still tweaking some stuff, and I feel like I'm ahead of the game for having a craft show on Saturday. I will get things finished up tonight or tomorrow after work, get the car packed. I think that it will be a lot easier to carry stuff in with the crates broken down. I mean, I can just carry them in one tote bag instead of having 9 milk cartons that I can only stack like 4 on my cart without them tipping. So it's like, I might be able to make it in a one trip if I get a couple of teen helpers. So, yes. So now the dishes are done. I mean, dinner's done, dishes are done. Um, we watched Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune and Star Trek, and I have a couple of hours to play with yarn before I go to bed. It's just, oh man, what do I make? What do I make? Like, do I make more butter lamps? Because I said I wanted to have 10. I did have 10, but I've sold 2. But there's one that needs all he needs is a ribbon around his neck. So I'm up to 9. So do I make more butter lamps? Or what was the other thing? Pickles. I sold an emotional support chicken. No, yeah, I did. I did sell an emotional support chicken at Saturday Show. But I also sold one of my emotional support pickles. So should I make more? I've got, let's see, that would be 4. So I've got 5 signs left made up. So if I made 5 more pickles, then I'd have signs on all the pickles. And I do have a jar that I emptied out, like a plastic jar that I was going to put a sign on that said emotional support pickle. Put them in there. Pickles. I could make a Mr. Ugly doll because my bag of scrap yarn is overflowing. And I've got new patterns and new ideas, and there's so much I want to do. And I'm working on restocking ankylosauruses, and I'm working on my March Mr. Yarn Challenge project, the first one. I'll probably get in a couple of them from the yarn that I received. And I think I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. So I'm excited that I finally, after 4 tries, have that monster down to the point where I feel that I can put it on my blog. I mean, it's not going to be one of these, in this row you go this many stitches and decrease, and you go this many stitches and decrease. It's going to be a little bit more loosely formatted than that. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be, once you get to a certain row, it's like, okay, you're going to decrease at the sides. Every row, right at the sides, you decrease until you're down to 18 stitches. Because that's the way I roll. Instead of counting all these stitches, it's like, okay, as you're going along, you fold it. Okay, right here at this stitch, that's where I decrease. Okay, get it towards the other side, fold it. Yep, right there's where I decrease. Don't bother with counting the stitches. If you miss one, it's not gonna, it's a monster. It's not gonna make a difference. So the first way that I was doing the neck was using short rows. And that would have been, because it seemed like my starting point kept getting moved around and it was hard to keep track of the stitches and it was just so confusing. So I found a different way to do it where it's the same repeat for every row and it's so much easier. So I'm excited. Yes, yes, yes. But I'll tell you one thing. The monster that I make for my March monster of the month is going to be far simpler because I don't want to go through that again. Okay. I did start a butter lamb. So I think I'll go finish Mr. Butter Lamb. And I'll keep my day planner close at hand because I do have some signs I need to make. And just do some fine tuning. And we'll see how this Saturday's show goes. I think I am trying to keep my table a little barer, less cluttered, more of a clean look. So I won't be able to take as much stuff, but I'm hoping that people won't be overwhelmed by it and that the sales will be, just as good with less clutter, less inventory there, but easier to see. It's sort of scary, but that's what I'm going to do. Yep. I've made my decision. That's what I'm going to do. So, okay. That's it. Sort of short today. Oh, somebody else. Well, not always. But if I make a video where I'm talking about making dinner, then someone sometimes asks, so what was for dinner? So tonight was Mushu pork. There's a time, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, where I tried out a couple of those meal services where they send you the ingredients and you have to do the cooking. And so I have cards from 3 different companies. They say, oh, you save money. I don't think so. I think it was pretty expensive for just the 2 of us for these meals. But I got a lot of new recipes. Some of them we really liked. Some we're not going to make again. But one of them was for Mushu pork. And basically, for this recipe, you take a package of ground pork and you crumble it all up, and then you put in, they said scallions, but I just used regular onions because, that's the way I roll. Onions and cabbage. And then I added shredded carrots and sliced mushrooms because we like mushrooms. And then once it's all cooked, then you toss in all these ingredients: hoisin sauce, a soy sauce, and sweet chili sauce. And mix it all together, serve it over rice. That was dinner. So it was tasty. It's definitely getting added to the rotation of meals. Someday I'll have to show you. You know how I said in my last video, I put the little crown on and said Queen of Spreadsheets? I have a spreadsheet for meals. It's probably over 100 meals listed. And every once in a while, I'll print out that spreadsheet and I'll hand it over to my husband. Say, okay, rate the meals. 1 to 5. 1 is like, don't make that. 5 is, ooh, that sounds good. So he goes through and he rates them, and then I go through with a highlighter and I highlight the 4s and the 5s. And those are the meals that I make for the next couple of weeks. So it's been a while. It's probably been a couple months since I did that. So we'll have to see. Print out another one. His birthday's next week. His birthday, he and my daughter, our youngest daughter, are a week apart. So I think I should do a week of 5 meals around his birthday. So, okay, that's on my list. As if back-to-back craft shows and designing and publishing patterns and Etsy and work and all this isn't enough. Okay, we're going to do fancy meals for a week. Okay, yes. I think I need to go play with yarn. So, hopefully, I'll be a little faster at getting my report on how the show goes. I don't have the added, what do I want to call it? Okay. Yeah, I'm usually tired after a show. But when I'm tired after a show and I'm sleeping in a strange bed and doing all this traveling, wipes me out. So I might be wiped out on Saturday night, but I will have Sunday to recover. So hopefully by Sunday, I'll be back with a report for you. So tonight I'm going to go play with yarn and fine tune my to-do list because I have signs to make. I have spreadsheets to print out, stuff like that. So that's it. That's it. And within a day or two, hopefully I'll have the pattern up for the new monster. So bye bye.